Welcome to ChannelX TV. Excited to have Ben Gallagher here today, who's going to be speaking at ChannelX World on the 11th of October in London. To get your tickets, go to channelxworld.com. But welcome, Ben. You're from Luxe Collective, but tell us a bit about who you are and how you got started.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Chris. So my name's Ben. I'm 23 years old. I started Luxe Collective when I was 17. It started just as like a side hustle, really. So when I was still in sixth form, instead of going to lessons, I'll be out delivering shoes from the back of my car and stuff like that. So
That must have
Luxe
pleased your teachers.
Well, yeah, the grades didn't. The grades definitely reflected the amount of time I showed up. But we're basically pre-loved luxury. I like to call us disruptors. So we're pre-loved luxury resellers. So what we'll do is we'll buy your unwanted luxury goods from you, and then we'll clean them up, make them look as brand new as possible, and then sell them to obviously people who are interested. But the reason why I use the word disruptors is because we've come into this industry at a completely different angle to most people. So we're predominantly get most of our customers through social media. So we're the world's most followed pre-loved luxury brand with over 2 million followers on social media. And our strategy is just completely different to not only people in the luxury industry, but also just people in industry selling direct to consumer.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about that because there's a lot of options for people that want to sell their goods, from the kind of older sites like the classified ads like Gumtrees, to the established sites like eBay, the newer sites like Vinted. What makes your process different, and why would a consumer want to come to you rather than one of the plethora of other options they've got out there?
Yeah, really good question. So the reason why I think we've grown so quickly, apart from social media, is the service that we offer. So instead of, like you mentioned there, like Vinted, eBay, Gumtree, so that they're like marketplaces. So you would list your item on there, you would wait 4 days, 8 days, 2 weeks, a month. It might not even sell on there. And then you have to answer messages to people. You have to take more photos if they're requested. You have to change the price of things if like people want a little discount and stuff like that. Whereas we're more of a convenient service. So we own all of our stock. So what we'll do is we'll buy it directly from people. So they'll send over a picture. We'll give them a quote. If they accept the quote, we give them a free shipping label. And then they send it in. And we then authenticate it, condition check it. So basically, it's a next day shipping label. So within 24 hours, it means that they can get paid for their item. So it's a really quick, convenient way to sell your unwanted luxury goods.
So it's a way of getting cash really quickly, and I guess luxury goods, it's probably significantly more cash than many things people may be sort of putting on Facebook Marketplace or something.
Yeah, for sure. So like people, like we can be buying a Chanel bag off someone like for £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 that day, so they'll get the instant money that day. Do you know what I mean?
And I was interested when you said you're the most followed on social media, and this is something that a lot of people are going to be interested in, other brands, not just marketplaces.
Yeah.
But how did you build your TikTok following, and how many followers do you have these days?
Yeah, so on TikTok, we have 1.4 million. And then on YouTube, we have about 250,000. And then on Instagram, we have about 380,000. And then we have about 50,000 on Facebook. So like they're all spread across, but predominantly on TikTok. So with TikTok, we got on it about 6 months before lockdown because there's a person called Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he was talking about this app. And I was like, why is this like person who has $1 billion company talking about an app that no one knows about yet? I was like, there must be something in it. So I downloaded it. I started making videos and they were doing rubbish. And then they did. And then I posted one video about how to lace a pair of shoes. And it got like 700,000 views in like a day. And I was like, oh my God, this is wild. Like, why is that done so well? Like, is it a glitch? If they made a mistake? Like, are people just like in the back end messing around with me, pushing my video to people? And then I analyzed the videos and I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's done well because I'm teaching people something. Let me teach people something on the next video. So then
Yeah.
I did an authentication video, and that did really well. It got like 400,000 views in a day. And I was like, I know exactly what this app wants. So by the time lockdown came anyway, there was still hardly any people on it. But because we were on it for like 6 months prior to lockdown, we already had like a little bit of authority on there. We already had about 20, 30,000 followers when people were joining the app. So if people were interested in fashion, we were already like a highly followed account on there. So what I did was, because when lockdown came in, people couldn't sell to us. We couldn't sell things because we couldn't ship things out. We basically went to zero. What I started to do was make 3 to 5 videos every single day. And as soon as I woke
Well,
up, that was on my tick list. And if I didn't tick it off, I couldn't go to bed, or I couldn't eat, or I literally made sure that I did those 3 to 5 videos before I did anything else. So I did that for all of lockdown. By the time we came out of lockdown, we were probably on about 150,000 followers. And then over the years, it's probably been about 3 years since lockdown, 2.5 years since lockdown now. And we've just compounded and compounded and compounded. And the strategy we use now, and we've probably been using it for the last 6 to 8 months, it's called I like to call it a host to party strategy. So instead, like you'll see this from most e-commerce brands, is like shove products down your face, like talk about how great our product is, talk about why you need to use our product, why ours is better than everyone else's. Our host to party strategy talks about the whole industry. It educates people on the industry. It educates people on products. It's not saying buy my product. It's saying this is a really cool feature about this product. If you have it, let me know. It encourages engagement. It encourages community. And in not asking for anything, we've got a lot back, because when you're not asking people for something, they don't feel like they fit. When you're giving value to people, they feel like they need to give you value back in turn. That comes as a purchase, whether that be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years after our first touch point with them.
Well, you've already got me hooked. I'm going to go look out that video on how to lace shoes, because I never get it right. You get them all nicely lined up, and then you get a cross at the top or something. So I'm going to go look that video up. But while we're talking about education, you're going to be speaking at ChannelX World. What can delegates expect to learn from you?
Yeah, so how I like to do my talks, I've only done about 2 or 3 in the past, but I love doing them, and I've posted clips of them from social media. And the story that I told at the last one, I posted it on my personal account, and it got about 2 million views. And so what I like to say is, like, I like to give you my background. I like to give you my story, where I came from, where I'm at now, and what our plans are for the future. And then once that's out the way with, I want to provide as much value as possible, because I know there are a lot of people out there who still don't understand how to get the best out of social media, in particular short form video, aka TikTok. So and the other platforms which you need to make contextual. So like, I just offer the floor to like Q&A. So if anyone's got any questions whatsoever about social media, I will be there to answer them. And like, I like to think that the evidence I've got backs up that my answers are good advice to take on.
So this is fantastic, because TikTok's just getting bigger and bigger, and especially since 2021, when they opened up TikTok Shop, and as they're opening new categories even last year and this year.
Well,
so
yeah,
that's going to be
fashion, luxury fashion isn't even a category on there yet. Like, they're working on it, so we're very excited about that.
Yeah, so that's going to be fantastic. But also, what are you personally hoping to get from ChannelX Live? Are you looking to learn more about TikTok? Are you looking at advertising? Do you want to hear what other marketplaces and channels are doing? What's Ben looking to learn?
Yeah, absolutely. I think since I've started my journey as like an entrepreneur, I've kind of garnered the way of life of like, I just want to learn as much as I possibly can. So whether that be speaking, someone high up from eBay is going there. There's a similar competitor not a competitor, but in the same space that Edit London's going to be there. So I want to figure out like what their strategy is with their push on luxury fashion, and where they see the most value. And because like, there's not many brands there who have built up a following that we have on social media, but they probably do better than us in terms of revenue, profit, EBITDA. So it's like, how do they do it? Because if they've done it that way, we can exchange value and learn from each other, because there's not just one route. There's not just one route to success. There's loads of different ways. So like, I want to understand how those people have got there, and hopefully bring it back to my business and put it in and hopefully it work.
Well, I'm really excited to see you there, Ben, and that is exactly what ChannelX World is about, that exchange of views and experience and learning off each other. So if people watching still haven't got their ticket, it's the 11th of October. You can get your ticket at channelxworld.com. You get to meet Ben Gallagher in person, along with all of our other fantastic speakers. So Ben, I just want to thank you so much for your time today and give us this little teaser on what to expect. And really looking forward to hearing more about your story and learning how to make TikTok a success for a retail business. So thanks for your time today.
No worries. We'll be seeing you on TikTok soon, Chris.
Inevitably, I think everyone will be on there soon. Thanks, Ben.
No worries.